Why am I in charge?
Jill,
Hello.
you're always in charge.
Oh,
It's just a figure of speech for me
yeah.
to
You still have,
verbalize it.
you still have bike hair. He's riding your bike.
It's a long bike ride today.
Yes, that was really good.
Hey, let us know you can hear us and see us.
Yes, please. Um, and hello. I'm gonna just talk and assume you can. Oh, yeah, good. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, Joseph. Oh, good. Oh, a lot of hellos. It's gonna be a busy, good, good day today. So we are still open for the first little bit to the public. So I will introduce ourselves. I'm Jill DeWitt. This is Stephen Jack Vitala. We are Land Academy, we are House Academy, and someday we might be something else. Somebody just bought a .com today.
We're cooking up some new stuff for later this year.
We um I will say this, the new .com it's not really designed to make you a lot of money. It's kind of what to do with the money. How's that? So, okay, that would be really good. Speaking of money, I don't know if I should share it now or share it later. I was just kind of thinking about our week. I wired $134,000 today to buy a house on an acre. And tomorrow, right, $134,000. And then tomorrow, I'm selling a house for 490. Is that right? Not on an acre, but it's also a house.
Here's
So,
some
oh,
similarities.
oh yeah, tell
Here's
tell
some
the big picture.
similarities between these two deals. They're in
Mhm,
different states,
mhm.
but some similarities are this: each seller uh, was in the exact same situation.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the seller of the house that we're buying we bought today.
Mhm.
Did it close today or tomorrow?
Everything was ready as soon as I get the bank wire.
His wife passed away. He's been on his own for what, a year, maybe 2 years.
I don't remember.
Anyway, he had a life event,
Mhm.
and Jill and I went over there and met with them, with the person that's running this for us, Erin, and they brought candy and they all had a cry together. Guess I cried a little too. And that's
It's
what
hard
this
not
deal is
to.
really about. The property that we are selling that we should close on by the end of the week and get paid on. We bought from a woman who had a fall. She had a healthcare event, and we bought it from her daughters. And we met. We had to. It was in a very rural area. We had to go to the closing. God, we went to that
We
closing
didn't
in
have to,
person. Oh,
but
we
we
didn't
kind
know.
of did because we wanted
I
to.
was told we had to go.
We didn't have to. It was fun. I told you you had to. I said you have to go.
Life events, both life
But
events.
yeah. Well, the bigger picture is, each of them profit is around $100,000,
Yeah.
right? So what if this is your month? What if you're just doing something like this and you're doing $100,000, one deal a month? Don't want to work that hard. I'm going to make 100 grand. Well, guess what? There's $1 million.
It's a million too.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad gig.
Both of
So
these properties, and this is really imperative. The both of these properties were under the dollar breakpoint in each of their markets. And
very
I
true.
went through that last week. I did a very quick, less than 3 minutes to find the breakpoint in any market presentation. And I'm happy to do it again this week because it's so important and it is the key. This is not, we have not always, I have not always been this adamant about buying property below the breakpoint. And quite often, Jill um, she's very perpetually ready to disagree with me about a lot of stuff personally and professionally.
What the heck? This is
She
why
is
I
not
have to pay attention.
does not disagree and has never disagreed about buying property below the breakpoint.
Oh, yeah, that's true. What have I disagreed upon lately?
Not a lot.
Thank you. Good answer.
Just that happens with
Give me a second. Okay, I was going to do the slides here. Thank you.
look at Aaron's emojis.
Oh, that's good. It might not be Aaron, by the way. I don't know. This is good. So we have two things going on right now. We have a Zoom room which is closed for our members. And this is what this, if you're going, why am I seeing this? That's for the member community here, which we're going to continue on this call with in a few minutes. So make sure, because I know we have new people all the time coming in, make sure you use the Q&A, which I see some things popping in there, and we'll look at those in a minute. And then the chat, of course, you can put little chat stuff in there and emojis and whatever. for all the fun little banter and real time comments and things. And of course, for the would you do this deal format for the member part of this when we get into that portion here in another few minutes? This, of course, make sure you screenshot this or have this so you know all the 8As and how to set it up for us to really review your deal for you. I see Joseph did one perfectly over there.
Yeah, if you're a Land Academy member, please put your deals in sooner in the call than later, so we can plan.
Okay. Question of the week now. I've been a Land Academy member for several years. Is this you?
I didn't do that
No,
slide.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I do have questions like this.
This is true. I've been, yeah. This could be this, Stephen. I'm just kidding. I've been a Land Academy member for several years and have had good success. I'm looking to switch from smaller residential lots to larger acreage. Do you have any advice for making that transition? Thanks. What would you say?
Good. I think smaller residential lots almost always are used, infill lots is what we call them, for building houses. And I think there's not a lot of house building right now, as you will see when I go through the news here in a second. There's just a ton of property on the market, and there's every day there's more and more property being listed on the market and less being sold. The cycle is not. So I think this is a great idea. But I will tell you this: you and everyone on this call are crazy if you don't start buying and selling houses right now in a market that you're familiar with.
True.
It is the last time this happened, Jill and I made probably enough money to retire around 2011-ish. And we started Land Academy instead of retiring. And I wonder if that was the best decision.
It was the perfect right decision. You are on camera.
Had no gray hair then.
Exactly.
No.
That's true. You can't tell us, but I'm 30. just joking.
I just turned 30.
I just turned 30. This is Land Academy.
Yeah, I just turned 30.
Exactly.
Imagine the comments. I
feel like, whoa.
Keep dreaming, baby.
Exactly. Aren't you gonna card me? Good. All right. So next week's a big week. We have our normal podcast Monday through Friday. We also have a big this is really tailored for people who are not Land Academy members, although every Land Academy member, of course, you are always welcome to attend. And I love the love when you show up there and you drop little nuggets in there like that's exactly what I did. So please attend as well. But this is kind of designed, this webinar that we're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week at 9, I think it's 9 a.m. Pacific time is when it's airing, or when we're actually doing it. It will be really live for an hour. It's really to kind of let more people understand what the heck we're talking about, how we do what we do, how these deals flow, and just kind of answer, questions about Land Academy. And we could even talk about houses if it goes that direction, but it's really more for Land Academy. But that'll be next week. And then, of course, we have our Thursday call next week at the same time. This is huge.
Yeah.
This is really huge. Especially for those of you, I'm looking in the room here, who have been in Career Path and either in LA Pro at one time or considered LA Pro. The one thing that if you decided, gosh, I can't really afford it right now, I'm not going to do LA Pro. I can't keep up with that much mail, but boy, if I could just have your transaction coordinators working for me, that's really all I want. Now you can. And we did this once like 8 years ago too. We had a product where we were doing title closing and doing the processing for it. Now it's so much better what we can offer and get these deals closed for you. So the point is, we're going to have our TC can be your TCs, and that's all you pay for. And it's coming out April 1st. So the pricing is still there's tweaked and finalized. I came up with some other things that I thought, maybe we could offer this too today. So we're going to finalize that probably next week. But I just want you to know, coming April 1st, watch your email, be on these calls, and you'll get the lowdown. We might even pre-announce the details next week on this call. I don't know. So, and if you want to be, make sure that you're getting the emails, send a note to support@landacademy.com. Like, hey, I want to make sure I get these. And they'll make sure that your email's enabled. Let's see here. And yeah, it's a brand new service designed just to kind of, it's basically when you're with the seller and you're like, okay, we have a deal. I'm gonna get escrow opened right now. Click. Your next call is my team. And guy, here's the seller information. And if you, I not here, here's a perfect scenario. Here's the seller information. I don't even know this state. Do you have a TCP provision? I don't even know what to do.
Excellent.
They'll say, I gotcha. Give me the seller information. I'll take it from here.
I'm going to up the ante on this too.
Mm.
Then my staff, I get in a lot of trouble for saying this stuff. I want you to start thinking of us first as your funders.
Oh, that too.
And here's what we'll do for you. We will close your deal,
That's true.
included in the scenario.
That's true.
And if you want us to, we will take the responsibility for selling it. So you have a great deal. Let's say it's a house. We love the deal.
That's new to me.
I know it is, but we have our staff for this, and we can do it. We do it for ourselves all the time. I want you, this is what I think's going on. I don't know if people, I don't know if, I think there's a lot of people who buy and sell land very successfully that are the silent majority in our group and are saying something like this to themselves. Yeah, I flipped a few houses once. I never wanted to clean them up. I didn't want to renovate it. That's not what we do. We buy the house and we don't even clean the stuff out of it.
True.
We just
I don't
resell
sweep.
it. But if you don't have $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 to do this, think of us because we do. And we have people behind us if the deals are that big so that we can put a real small syndication together with less than one phone call, with one text, quite honestly.
Meaning if it's like $1 million deal kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a $2 million house or $1.3 million wholesale. We'll get the deal done. We'll do the acquisition for you. We will get it sold off market or on market, whatever we decide, and you get a check. So please start thinking of us as, think of yourself as an acquisition expert, and then you just turn it over and we'll handle it.
I can do that. All right, I'm down. Good. But yeah, so back to the TC thing, this is even above and beyond if we do deal funding. This is separate. This is basically, you could have our transaction coordinator team working for you. They will, then what does that mean? Of course, once you hand it over, my TCs will get it done. If it's going to get close, if most deals you can't get close. And sometimes there's some little things that pop up along the way. And if you don't have an experienced team that knows how to deal with them, it can delay your deal or really throw a wrench in it. My team has so much experience, like decades of experience getting deals done. They're commonly teaching other escrow companies how to get stuff done. So they'll get it done. And that frees you up. So that example I just gave, you pick up the phone, you call my team and they say, we got this. And now you're on to your next one. Don't think about it. So next thing you know, they're just going to say, here's when to wire the money and here's where you send it, kind of thing. And then of course they'll get done. And we're going to have per deal and monthly options available. So it depends on what your volume is. So you won't have to pay X amount a month if you only need it for 1 or 2 deals, because that's all you're doing. You can do it per deal until you build up to you need more. So it will be limited because I'm there. The team is not infinite. It's a finite team, but we can expand depending how this goes, of course. So
hey, if you're going to submit a house deal to us under what I just said, please make sure it's below the dollar break point in the market.
Perfect. Yay. Okay, now to Jack's news.
We look at this every week, and what we're looking for is this.
Holy cow.
Exactly, Jill.
Holy cow.
This is week ended March 15th, this week, this most recent week, above your last year. Median listing prices are the same. Prices have not gone down. What's really changed here is the amount of property that is getting newly listed, but nobody's listing it for less.
10% is nothing to sneeze at.
which means
Do you
they're
know what's
not
going to
selling.
happen? They're going to get less. If
Well,
10% more less, if
well,
10% more properties are on the market, that means you're just wasting your time, or you're eventually going to have to take less.
there's a and active listings are slowly creeping up. This is year to date, 27, 27 a little more, and 28 a little more. I
30%
expect
more.
next week or next month, the next 4 weeks that we do this Thursday call, I expect these numbers to pretty serious. We're always looking for trends, and it's happening.
Wow.
This is trending up, and this is slightly trending up. This is what happens at the end, when in an overbuilt market with rising interest rates, and in a lot of parts of the country, the economy is going down rapidly.
I think there's a lot of resetting going on from the craziness that happened. Do you,
Yes.
okay.
Also, resetting of COVID, she means, and
Mm-hmm.
variable interest rates are usually fixed for the first 3 or 5 years. They're called 3-in-1s, 5-in-1s. You guys know this stuff. They're If you did a 3-in-1 or a 5-in-1 mortgage, it's kicking in. If you did it after in a COVID hype, so
Mm-hmm.
that means your mortgage payment is, if you have a 3% mortgage, your mortgage payment's going to
Might
double.
go 6.
It's going to double. For you data nuts, I'm going to put this link in the chat.
Which is most of this room.
Yeah. Active listing counts. You can see the gray here is 2025 this year, and the brown is the year before. We're still not at the levels before pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there though. This
Catching
is the
up
same
fast.
velocity, very similar. Pending listings. Pendings are, just 2%, 1% over year. Days. So you can see how this cycles through the
Yeah.
year. You can see that the height of pending is always in June or July. So what Jill walks around the house saying right now is, I really want to see what's going to happen this summer.
Mm-hmm.
She believes that we're not going to have this sales uptick like we usually do. This is COVID.
Mm-hmm.
This is pre-COVID. This is post-COVID, and last year, which is brown. It's real hard to see. It happened last year a little bit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't go up as acutely, and I think she's right.
Will you go back to the dip with the days on market thing? Because that's a good one to think about. Oh,
Real
sure.
quick. They break this down in regions, and it would be good for you to just take a look at how your region's doing. In the West, there's almost 40% more properties listed than there were a year ago. It's not as bad in the South,
Okay.
and the Northeast
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't seem to be having the explosion, but that's typical.
I'm just going to argue these are some of the places that had the huge spikes.
That's it.
They
And
had the
people
huge
move
spikes, and
people move
now they're
west for
setting,
the most part. They don't move
you know?
east. Days.
Yeah. This is what I'm watching. This is why, when you can get these good deals here, and then you expect them to sell right in here,
Mm-hmm.
which is often how it goes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Chris is a data nut.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Cool. What else do you have for us?
That's it. Let's look at mortgage rates real fast. We've skipped that for probably a couple months now, but it's becoming really relevant.
Okay. We're hanging in there. It's not changing much.
Well, this is February 15th. This is a month ago. And Freddie Mac's at 6.8, 6.6 now. That's substantial. Will it go to here? 3%, 2.5%, 3%? Probably not. But I expect 5% rates by the end of the year. Low fives. That's my
You really
prediction.
think so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Will you please speak into the mic again?
Yeah, low fives. That's my
Okay.
prediction.
Good.
I'm really good at being wrong, though, Joe.
Oh, stop.
Okay, let's take a look at
Yay.
your deals.
All right. Close it up now. Thank you for watching. We're going to switch to our members only section and start looking at your deal.